People who understand Chinese, Japanese. What's the dumbest thing you've seen tattooed on someone? I remember in elementary school my buddy had this really cool hoodie with Asian lettering and dragons and shit. Anyway, one day our sub tells him the only thing written on it was chicken wing. He also told him there were multiple different languages on it, all used incorrectly. My buddy has illiterate foreigner in traditional Chinese characters. It's dope. You know, if he ever goes to China, it would be accurate, assuming he doesn't know Chinese. Tiny chicken. My friend got that thinking it said his name. That's just Chinese for dick. Kindergartens use that word. My friend got a tattoo that said Veni Vidi Vici in Chinese. Well, so he thought. The tattoo actually said 3 small dishes. In high school a lot of people would ask me to write on them in Chinese in pen. I'd always write, which means I don't speak Chinese. I'm so happy I knew that meant. Lately the time I've spent learning Chinese has been paying off, as in now understand a lot of things I read in Chinese. I was scrolling through the web at some tattoos for fun. A person said they got a tattoo that said strength and courage in Japanese. It actually said little animal, big mistake. Great quote IMO, but I don't think they thought so after they got it permanently marked on their skin. Little animal, big mistake. That's hilarious. Oh, that's just what my parents think of me. I was on the subway in NYC and there was a guy who clearly lifted a lot. He was wearing a sleeveless shirt and on his jacked arms in Chinese were the words "or beef noodle soup" for everyone to see. Man looked ready to get the rest of his favorite restaurant's menu tattooed on his body. Beef noodle soup is f***ing delicious. I had a student that transferred from Japan in high school who I was good friends with. A kid came in with a phrase in English that said, "Come to me if you wish to free your mind." Then supposedly the same phrase in Japanese. She noticed and whispered the phrase to me, which was "hot bananas are peace." There's a Japanese restaurant by my house that offers banana tempura as a dessert, and this is applicable. A friend of mine had a tattoo shop. He put up a flash page with kanji for stuff like asshole, bastard, etc. Anyone asked the meaning, he would honestly tell them. However, he would regularly get people come in, see the character, think it looked cool and get it inked on without ever bothering to ask. He thought that was hilarious. I'll never understand this. I get having a lot of tattoos and not really thinking much about the next one, but you're not even gonna spend 10 seconds on Google finding out what the word you're imprinting on your body forever means? Edit, see Google IMP guys. Reminds me of a guy who went to a tattoo shop and picked random characters from a table of Chinese characters. He then found out that he had chosen atomic S-bomb to be written on his forearm and was happy about it, too. I'd be pretty happy with it as well, tbh. 40-plus-year-old bald white guy with Chinese characters that translated as "I'm a cute little princess" on the length of his forearm. Had a good laugh the rest of that day. As a 55-plus-year-old bald fat white guy, I almost need that. Almost. I used to have a classmate who would wear a t-shirt with a sexually explicit Japanese phrase on it. To our Japanese class, our professor seemed kind of uncomfortable about it and asked him if he knew what his shirt said. He proudly said yes and continued to wear it to class on a regular basis. Sigh. I have a kind of reverse of this. I am an American who visited South Korea and saw a shirt there. This was in a part of the country where not a lot of English was spoken. We had some difficulty getting around. I was walking by a clothing store that seemed to sell nice, somewhat classy but not dressy clothes. Think stuff you can wear to a job where you interact with the public. Then, right there in the window, was a shirt that had written across the front, "Make a girl for once." I have a shirt from a trip to Korea that says "The sea is good." I couldn't argue with that, so I had to buy it. I met a guy in the airport when I came back from living in Tokyo for 2 years who had just visited Japan. He had 2 symbols on his shoulder I noticed that were off. I stopped him and asked him what his tattoo said. He said it means strong will bro. I didn't have the heart to tell him. His two symbols he picked in order were dog poop. If you find this online, I'm truly sorry bro. Ha ha. I have my Chinese zodiac in Chinese letters on my arm. I worked with a guy who was from China and spoke almost no English. When he saw it his eyes lit up, pointed at my arm and said ha 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 cook. I'm the year of the rooster. I probably shouldn't be saying this as the person who had this done to them is my best friend, but SHT, here we go again. My best friend who we'll call Sarah got a tattoo when she was 16, where I live, you're supposed to be 18. Her dad passed away about 3 years ago and she wanted to get a tattoo on her wrist to remember him. Instead of getting his name, which would have been easier, she decided she wanted to get dad in Japanese. It's been 2 years since then and I still haven't told her that it says turtle. I know that she'll hate herself if she finds out, and to be 100% honest, I kinda like it. I was actually thinking of getting it on my wrist too. My dad passed away when I was only 11, so she'd think I got a tattoo saying dad as well, but I'd actually just be getting a pretty hilarious tattoo that I kinda love. I just want to add, if I suddenly go missing, blame it on my best friend. Edit, Grandma.